In the heart of East Africa lies one of the most extraordinary natural events on Earth, the Great Wildebeest Migration. Every year, over 1.5 million wildebeest, along with hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, embark on a perilous journey from Kenya's Masai Mara to Tanzania's Serengeti. This journey is not just a seasonal movement, it's a life-or-death adventure, shaped by the rains, survival instincts, and the delicate balance of nature. But what drives these animals to undertake such a dangerous migration? Why do they risk their lives crossing treacherous rivers, facing predators at every turn, and traveling hundreds of kilometers each year? Let's go back to the beginning. The story of the Great Migration starts with rain. As the dry season approaches in Kenya, the once lush grasslands of the Masai Mara begin to wither. Wildebeest are grazers, and they depend on the availability of fresh grass for survival. The wildebeest, with their remarkable instincts, sense when it's time to move. Their destination, the southern plains of the Serengeti in Tanzania, where the rains have sparked new growth and the grasses are lush and plentiful. The journey begins in July, during the dry season in Kenya. The wildebeest gather in large herds, sometimes stretching as far as the eye can see. The first major obstacle they face is the Mara River, one of the most dangerous parts of the migration. The Mara River is not just a natural barrier, it's also a death trap. Crocodiles, some of the largest in Africa, lie in wait, ready to strike at any moment. Wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles are forced to take their chances as they cross the river in search of greener pastures. But it's not just the crocodiles that make the Mara River crossing so dangerous. The swift currents and steep riverbanks can easily sweep animals away or cause them to stumble and drown. And yet, despite these dangers, the wildebeest push on, driven by their need to find food and water. It's a scene of chaos and determination, as thousands of animals surge across the river, hoping to make it to the other side. Once they've crossed the Mara River, the wildebeest enter the Serengeti. This marks the beginning of the next phase of their journey. The Serengeti is one of the world's most famous ecosystems, renowned for its vast plains and rich biodiversity. Here, the wildebeest join forces with zebras and gazelles, grazing together on the fresh grass that the rains have brought to life. Leaving the wildebeest without the food and water they need to complete their journey. At the same time, the expansion of agriculture and infrastructure in the region has fragmented the wildebeest's habitat, making it harder for them to move freely. Conservationists are working tirelessly to protect the migration and the ecosystems it supports. Initiatives to preserve wildlife corridors, prevent poaching, and promote sustainable land use are essential for ensuring the survival of the migration for future generations. So why does the Great Wildebeest Migration matter? It's not just an incredible natural spectacle, though it certainly is that. It's a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of life on Earth. The wildebeest's journey is a story of survival, resilience, and the delicate balance of ecosystems. It's a testament to the power of nature and a call to action for all of us to protect the wild places that remain. As we watch the wildebeest thunder across the plains, let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty and complexity of this migration. And let's remember that it's up to us to ensure that the wildebeest, the predators that follow them, and the ecosystems they inhabit continue to thrive. The Great Wildebeest Migration is more than just a journey from Kenya to Tanzania. It's a symbol of the enduring spirit of the natural world, a spectacle that reminds us of the wonders that still exist and the importance of protecting them. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of nature's greatest spectacles. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our next adventure. See you in the wild. The Great Wildebeest Migration is not only remarkable for its sheer scale, but also for its timing and precision. Wildebeest calves are born during the months of January and February on the southern Serengeti plains. Almost all calves are born within a short 3-week period, a natural strategy called predator swamping. By having so many calves born at the same time, the chances of individual calves falling prey to predators are reduced. It's a gamble that benefits the herd in the long run. though the vulnerable newborns are prime targets for lions, hyenas, and leopards. These young calves are able to stand within minutes of being born, and within days, they join the adults as they prepare for the long migration ahead. But why do the wildebeest follow such a specific pattern every year? This brings us to the science behind animal migration. Wildebeest are highly sensitive to changes in their environment, particularly rainfall and the growth of new grass. Their migration is driven by instinctual behaviors passed down through generations. The herds follow the rains, as these provide fresh grass for grazing, which is crucial for their survival. But this reliance on rainfall also makes the migration unpredictable. In years when rainfall is less abundant, the migration patterns can change, and the herds may arrive in different areas later than expected, or they might face increased competition for food and water. Now let's talk about the journey itself. The distance covered by the herds can range from 800 to 1,000 kilometers, depending on the availability of food and water. This journey isn't linear. It's a vast circular movement through the Serengeti Mara ecosystem, which is spread across both Kenya and Tanzania. The animals travel in a clockwise direction, following the rain as it sweeps across the landscape. At certain times of the year, the wildebeest reach the border between the two countries, blurring the lines between human-imposed borders and the natural world. But there's more to the migration than just wildebeest. The zebras and gazelles that travel alongside them play a key role in this complex ecosystem. Zebras, for example, often eat the longer grasses that the wildebeest don't prefer, making it easier for the wildebeest to access the shorter, more nutritious grass. This complementary feeding strategy helps all the animals in the ecosystem thrive. The gazelles, on the other hand, tend to graze on the tender new shoots that spring up after the wildebeest have moved through an area. This kind of ecological interdependence ensures that the grazing animals make the best use of the available resources. But it's not just the animals that are affected by the migration. The Great Wildebeest Migration has a significant impact on the local human populations, particularly the Maasai people, who have lived in harmony with these ecosystems for centuries. For the Maasai, the migration signals a time of opportunity and challenge. While they welcome the rains that the wildebeest follow as they replenish their grazing lands for livestock, they also face the challenge of balancing the needs of wildlife with their own agricultural and pastoral activities. Conservation efforts in both Kenya and Tanzania aim to protect the delicate balance between wildlife and human livelihoods, ensuring that the migration can continue without disrupting the lives of local communities. Another crucial element of the migration is the relationship between water and life. The Mara River, a lifeline for the entire ecosystem, serves as a critical water source not only for the migrating animals but for countless other species, including fish, birds, and amphibians. However, water levels in the Mara River have been fluctuating due to climate change and human activity upstream. Deforestation, agriculture, and the construction of dams in the surrounding areas have altered the natural flow of the river, making the crossing even more treacherous for the wildebeest. Conservation groups are working to address these issues by promoting sustainable water management practices, reforestation, and the protection of key water catchment areas. As the wildebeest cross the river, their hoofbeats stir up sediment that nourishes aquatic ecosystems downstream. Fish populations benefit from this nutrient boost, which in turn supports bird species like the African fish eagle and kingfishers that rely on the river for food. This dynamic relationship between land and water illustrates the profound interconnectedness of life in the Serengeti Mara ecosystem. Predators, as mentioned earlier, play a major role in the migration. Each predator species has its own tactics for hunting wildebeest. Lions, for instance, often use group tactics, stalking and surrounding their prey before launching an attack. Hyenas, though often seen as scavengers, are highly efficient hunters, capable of running long distances to wear down their prey. Cheetahs, the fastest land animals, rely on their incredible speed to catch young and isolated wildebeest calves. Even the stealthy leopard, though less commonly associated with the migration, takes advantage of the chaos to snatch up smaller prey. However, the predators aren't the only danger wildebeest face during their journey. The trek across the plains exposes them to extreme weather conditions, from intense heat during the day to freezing temperatures at night. Wildebeest must also navigate treacherous terrain, including steep hills and rocky outcrops, that can lead to injuries or even death. For those that survive the long migration, the cycle begins again as they make their way back to the Masai Mara in search of fresh pastures. But what is being done to ensure the survival of this iconic migration in the face of growing environmental pressures? But the Serengeti is not without its dangers. Lions, hyenas, and cheetahs are constantly on the prowl, waiting for an opportunity to strike. For the predators, the Great Migration is like a feast. Millions of prey animals concentrated in one area, vulnerable and tired from their journey. Yet, despite the ever-present danger, the wildebeest continue their journey, driven by their instinct to survive. The migration is not a single, uninterrupted journey. It's a cyclical movement that follows the seasonal rains. After spending several months in the Serengeti, the wildebeest begin their return journey to the Masai Mara around October. This part of the journey is just as perilous as the initial migration south. Once again, the Mara River must be crossed, and once again, the wildebeest face the threat of crocodiles, drowning, and predation. But what makes this migration so remarkable is not just the sheer number of animals involved or the dangers they face. It's the fact that this migration is one of the last remaining large-scale movements of land animals on Earth. In many parts of the world, human development, fences, and roads have disrupted migration patterns, making this event all the more unique and precious. For the wildebeest, this migration is a matter of survival. But for the ecosystems of the Masai Mara and Serengeti, the migration plays a vital role in maintaining the balance of nature. Wildebeest are grazers, and as they move across the landscape, they play a crucial role in shaping the vegetation. Their grazing habits help prevent the grasslands from becoming overgrown, which in turn supports other species that rely on open plains. Additionally, the movement of such a large number of herbivores helps to distribute nutrients across the landscape. The wildebeest, along with zebras and gazelles, graze in one area, then move on, allowing the grass to recover while their waste fertilizes the soil. This nutrient cycling is essential for maintaining the health and productivity of the grasslands. But the migration is not just about the wildebeest. It's also about the predators that follow them. Lions, hyenas, cheetahs, and even scavengers like vultures all benefit from the migration. For these predators, the arrival of the wildebeest is a time of abundance. However, it's also a time of intense competition, as predators must fight for their share of the feast. As we watch the wildebeest migrate, it's important to remember that this event has been happening for thousands of years. It's a natural cycle that is deeply ingrained in the ecology of the region. But like many natural events, the Great Migration is under threat. Climate change, habitat loss, and human-wildlife conflict all pose significant challenges to the survival of this iconic migration. In recent years, changes in rainfall patterns have affected the timing and intensity of the migration. In some cases, the rains have come too late or not at all.